En este video vamos a hablar de adjetivos posesivos. Primero, first, tenemos que decir qué son adjetivos posesivos. What are possessive adjectives? In English, we are talking about this sort of thing. An adjective that describes whose it is. It's my book, it's your book, it's our book, his pencil, her shoe, their class. Those are adjetivos posesivos. And the biggest clue to help us understand this is going to be the idea that all of these are adjetivos. They're adjectives that should automatically tell us something about how they are going to work in Español. Okay, so los adjetivos posesivos are related to the pronouns. The pronouns like yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, ellos, ellas, usted, all of those. And we're saying things like, instead of I, we're saying my. So for the yo form, when you're talking about yourself, yo means I. But if you want to say my, most of you probably already know this, you're saying me. If you have a tú for you, but you want to say your, you would say the tú. Here, you have to notice and pay attention to the fact that this has an accent and this one does not. That's the main difference. So in this chapter, you are going to be required to know the difference and to make sure you are using the accent or not using the accent in your place. This one, again, means you, and this one means your. So make sure you have that straight in your head. Then we have the él, ella, and usted. Now for all of these, for he, for his, for hers, and for your formal, you're going to use the same word. It's all going to be su. Then we go to the we, the nosotros, for the we. If you want to say our, you'd be saying nuestro. I will get to the idea of the nosotros, nosotras, nuestro, nuestra in just a second, although you can probably guess what it is. Then, if you have the ellos or the ellas or the ustedes, again, it's going to be the same thing for both of those, and it's going to be a su. So, let's just go through and remind ourselves. This me means we're saying my. The su means we're saying his or her or even your formal. The nuestro means we are saying our. And this su down here means we're saying their or the y'alls. Okay? Those are the definitions. Now we do also have the Spain. In Spain, you have the vosotros, which is the y'all. And in Spain, the possessive adjective would be a vuestro. So we already mentioned that all of these do operate under the singular or the plural, which you should be able to see here. So you can guess if you were going to say my book, you would say mi libro. But what if you want to say my books? They're still yours, they're still your possession with the my, but there is a plural. In this case, what you'd be doing is saying mis libros. Then, if you wanted to say your present, you would say tu regalo. And remember, the your does not have an accent. But as soon as your object, the thing you're possessing, becomes plural, your presents, you need to make sure your adjective becomes possessive. I'm sorry, it becomes plural. Tus regalos. So really, it goes back to our matching. It's the same thing. It matches. This is singular, and this side is plural. Now, for the next one, the his, her, and the your. If I were going to say his camera, her camera, or your camera, all of those, all three of those would be translated as su cámara. And I would have to know who I was talking to based on the context, just like I would in English. As soon as I'm talking about more than one camera, his cameras, her cameras, and your cameras, I'm going to do the same on both sides. And I would say sus cámaras. Now remember that su down here also means their or y'all's. So even for their camera, I would still be saying su cámara. And for the y'all's camera, I'd be saying su cámara. And again, as soon as I make them plural, I have to make it plural over here on both. You'll notice in the last slide, I didn't talk about nuestro. So I'm going to do that now. Nuestro means our. And because of this letter right here, we're going to have to watch this case particularly. Most of you can probably guess what it is that we're going to do. Because remember, again, we're talking about adjectives. So, can you guess? If I want to say our gift or present, you should know that I would say nuestro regalo. If I wanted to say however, our piñata. Can you guess what I would have to do to that O? I'm going to write nuestra piñata. So again, the nuestro is the only one that's going to have to match masculine, feminine, singular, and plural. You have 4 forms of nuestro. You're going to have nuestro and nuestra. Then you would have nuestros and nuestras. All of the other ones, the mi, the tú, and the su, only match in terms of singular and plural. But these 4, nuestro, have to match again in all of the areas. They have to match masculine, feminine, singular, and plural. All of them, however, mean our. So for homework and to get credit, what I want you to do is to translate these 10 items. My dog, my cats, your sister, informal, your brother's informal, his grandmother, her grandparents, their children, our decorations, our party, our photos. Make sure, please, that you are paying particular attention to the plurals. These here are plural, and that should mean something in particular to you. And you will need to pay triple attention to this last one here to make sure you get it right.